The Portal Talks with Ävatar Daví podcast, episode 1. Preamble for the Portal Talks. Daví for President 2028, ? Dear Oprah, Earth Order, the evolution of capitalism. Bravery is found on the leading edge of addressing the hardest thing you specifically, right now, understand needs to be addressed. I'm watching all these people with big money and fame, people in government leadership positions, sell out and step down, bow out gracefully to a neutral, docile place. People who have families, reputations, ages, businesses and children and bills and reasons why they're not stepping up to challenge the way things are going, and thus things keep going the way they're going. The 2024 election. I was determined, consistent in both my campaigns for New York City mayor in 2021 and United States of America's president in 2024. Advancing equality and direct democracy via the core tenets of a new economic system I proposed called Earth Order. As a throwback for everyone who followed me then, my opener, I'm going to explain the core tenets of Earth Order, and if you believe this would be better for the humans of America, agree by saying indeed. Earth Order is a new choice that offers direct democracy, an online voting system that allows us to ongoingly vote for the exact government that we want moving forward. Indeed. A new choice that provides equal salaries for chosen work. Indeed. A new choice where all have access to quality housing through a housing exchange. Indeed. A new choice that covers all healthcare costs. Indeed. I want to take a moment to thank all of you who liked, took pictures, shared, cheered, shook my hand, and ultimately voted for me as president, as a writing independent candidate in the 2024 general election. From Hawaii to Massachusetts to Alaska, it was truly an honor to earn your vote and be exemplary of the qualities you wanted for your president. I am proud of my presidential candidacy and our small but mighty team in my first ever national race. We carried the campaign with intentionality and heart. And I'm also thankful to the Green Party, from which I achieved third place out of the candidates who ran in the 2024 presidential primary. With all of its complications, I love America. I love where I live, and I live where I love. The mix of cultures, the food, the people, the accents, the fun, the creativity. I do this work out of love for our land, our nation, our people, our American way of life. I am one of very few Americans who have proven that I will complete the full length of the presidential campaign. So many presidential candidates were popping in and out of the race in 2024, like the Groundhog's game in the arcades. Boing, boing. Sucking up extra attention and wasting our time with their indecisiveness. Playing hokey pokey with our national election. Some of you may remember the song where you put your left foot in, you put your left foot out, you put your left foot in, and you shake it all out. And if that wasn't enough, for 2024, we even had entire political parties doing the same. It was easily the most confusing political race in American history. My 2024 presidential campaign allowed me to have a national overview, hear issues and perspectives from Americans in each state, and since my candidacy was directly impacted, I was able to witness election fraud in real time, how local fraud adds up to national impact. The experience changed my ability to trust this system as is. TBH. It hit me emotionally over the past year. I struggled to get back to a place of optimism, yet and still, the experience deeper informed the work I understand that we Americans need to do in order to get to a society with basic government integrity in place. Irreplaceable, invaluable. In 2024, I made history as the first presidential candidate of any nation to present a votable system of equality. There's been a lot of people who have talked about equality, written books, held a sign during a protest, etc., but no one before me wrote it down in detail and presented it as a real option for the future, in a votable way, for the people. When it happened to me for the first time, I'd seen interviewers applaud a presidential candidate after an interview, even without an audience. Even though at that time few may have known how to actually support a young independent presidential candidate, no one ever objected to the fact that the core tenets of Earth Order will increase the basic quality of life for all Americans. As I spoke, debated, and interviewed, I earned respect in certain pockets across the nation and abroad, with many articles written about me, even one in the Philippines. I started with the same proposal to the people that I ended with. No tricks, no selling out, no indecisiveness here. I have publicly proven integrity. I will follow through. There is no arrogance here. These are just facts, delivered with a passion for change. I am just as I is. I intend to continue to use my platform and my life as an optimizing way, 9, for the best impact on humanity and earthly health. Post-election where I've been. In 2025, I served on the Borough Assembly for the New York City Civic Engagement Commission, and I spent the greater part of the year editing my episodic series, The Portal Talks with Ävatar Daví, which I wrote, choreographed, directed, and starred in. Fun fact, we filmed during the 2024 presidential campaign. The Portal Talks 20-minute challenge. Take the Portal Talk 20-minute challenge today. What's the challenge? In 20 minutes, can Daví present a new, possibly better version of society? In a time of deception and confusion in society, if you give the Portal Talks with Ävatar Daví 20 minutes, will it be deep enough to touch spiritually, artistically, compelling enough to maintain viewer focus, clear enough for the viewer to understand the vision? The Portal Talks with Ävatar Daví. Step into a portal in a warehouse in NYC. Inside we are en route. Music, dance, and new language to a new way for society based on equality and direct democracy. Steered by Avatar of Earth, Daví. The Frequency Tinctures. During the Portal Talks, you'll hear what we call frequency tinctures. These are a cappella mini-songs by myself, Daví, singing in vocal layers and beatboxing the percussive elements of the song. IRL. When I'm in silence, especially in the park near my favorite lake, you know how you hear a song in your head? Well, sometimes I hear a song that I haven't heard before, and I have to notice it's new. It's total and complete the way I hear it. I'll sing it, recording it on my phone or whatever's near. I call each one a frequency tincture. Calibrated raw human vocal frequencies, harmonizing angularly to impact neural, emotional, and physical locations in the body for bettering. The proper way to listen to a frequency tincture is to listen fully, then sit in silence for 5 to 60 seconds, to hear the sounds echo inside your mind, absorbing the full spectrum of impact. These tinctures are not processed by the computer robotics that numb the impact of direct human sound. The frequency tinctures are designed in and come from a sacred, unknown space. I am a vessel to hear, record, and author in this physical realm. When I listen to them, I feel better, like the effects of an herbal tincture, uplifted in specific ways based on which tincture I access. When I listen to them, I feel better, like the effects of an herbal tincture, uplifted in specific ways based on which tincture I access. Other people have reported a bettering, a positive impact after listening to frequency tinctures, such as meditative feelings. They've been described as vocal singing bowls, and one individual reported feeling aligned chakras after listening. Inside the portal, you will experience the frequency tinctures, and so much more, as we're in for the journey of our lives, kinda literally. Strap in with a little self-hug. Self-love is your armor here, not weapons, clothes, or identities. Welcome to the portal. Now, this was originally supposed to be a preamble to introduce the series, but I've got some other things to say. Beginning with, since the election, my life has definitely been nudged, which is what the official term is. By that, I am alleging certain bureaus and intel agencies notice things that I've said in my previous presidential campaign and send drones and helicopters and strange folks to occasionally follow me and check me out, shadow banning my social media, interrupting my money and relationships. And regardless of this, if I think about who I was even just 5 years ago, who knew I could run 2 political campaigns and still be all right, intact, living below potential? 2026, 6 years after awakening, 4 a.m. the morning of the spring equinox. I was sitting here depressed about the state of the world as most people are these days, and then it hit me. I'm out of order. The world is acting the way it is because I am not in the role I'm supposed to be in. All the world's a stage, and we're each playing a role. Capitalism and family can feel like they're pressuring you to play the smallest role possible during your lifetime. I can play the quiet, overthinking, introvert living single in New York City with irony, smarts, and style. I can play that role very well, but that is extremely below my potential. Your true potential, your true role, only you can know. There is a conspiring to quiet that voice in each of our minds, the source where your unique personality comes from, the voice that articulates the truth to ourselves before the words can depart our lips, has the latest insights on our individual purpose, the voice that fills in a blank. I would really want to be. I really want to try to. We each have this voice, regardless of if you think before you speak or not. While it may have been true in the past that allegiance to the corporation and capitalism had the potential to bring you a good livelihood, that is the past. Now, the major political parties and the corporations controlling them have shown that they don't care about our livelihood, our abilities to take care of ourselves and our family. They don't care about poisoning our food, soil, and water and air, warring for profit. So we owe them no more loyalty. If you are feeling depressed these days, as so many are, I ask you to consider if it is because you are living below your potential, your sacred potential. This has nothing to do with any other man's words or money. It is given and created from a higher power. I have a hard time saying the word God, Source, Allah, Creator, Yahweh, or any other single word. For me, no one word can describe. It would even be disrespectful to attempt to pretend to be able to summarize the higher power growing and protecting me that creates all that is created and all that is creating, all an observable and non-observable universe, holding our sun, a star which is hundreds of thousands of times larger than our orbiting mother planet Earth, with an atmosphere for our human life forms to live every day, with waterfalls, elephants, cities, and cultures, all in concert in creating this moment, this exact now, all that I am an individual expression of. For me, it is beyond arrogant, preposterous, outlandish to even begin to try to honor all with one word. Nonetheless, there is a higher power growing us and protecting and maintaining us in these strange times. Hence the reason we are still here now. Why we specifically are the ones to have this exact conversation. These past 6 years after 2020 have been uniquely harsh in American history. After awakening to the fact that our world's governments can trick and deceive the masses, medically recommending things that were insufficiently tested according to scientific standards, tricking us into being afraid of each other, and forcing public lockdowns, we survived complete madness. Give your heart a little rub for surviving and getting through. Take a breath in and out. It is at this exact moment where the world seems weary from war, where the people's energy is low, this exact moment to course correct, will I get in order and move toward the role I'm naturally inspired to be, to contribute to a brighter society. I ask myself this, and I encourage you to ask yourself this. Will I get in order and move towards the role I'm naturally inspired to be, to contribute to a brighter society? I will. In this time that I have in this life, this is my choice. This is each of our choice to make when we notice that we're collectively making a choice. I said this to myself. Why am I thinking this? Why am I able to process this world in the magnitude that I do to provide solution and still survive? Why? And the answer was simply, because that's simply who I am and what I'm here to do. I trust that my thoughts, lessons, and intuitions have been cleverly placed throughout my lifetime to grow me at the right times, to do the right things in the right way, to eventually reach my potential which only I can really perceive or validate. From my perspective, I can see at a basic level, our nation is being led by an organized crazy. You can only find organized crazy with someone willing to look crazy. So let me cook. Why are we here? The Federal Reserve, located in Washington, D.C., is essentially the center of the world's money, and thus the source of capitalism. Our modern world system. I stressed in my presidential campaign, capitalism's motto is make more. Capitalism has no goal nor alignment with the well-being of Earth nor humanity. And thus, it is simply self-serving with no real good, eating America, everyone and everything. Capitalism is very much like the board game of Monopoly. At the end, what happens? There is a monopoly and winner takes all. The reality we are living today is what it looks like in the physical world when there is attempting to take all. The way capitalism operates in America creates a circumstance where the only job in the nation that is expected to care about everyone is the president. Everyone else in the nation is not only allowed to, but expected to serve their individual interests first, usually met by uplifting, soulless, profit-focused private corporations. Whoops! We live in a system where only the president is asked to truly be altruistic, moral, humane, and not self-serving. Whoopsie! Whoops! That never happens. Whoops! Whoopsie! We have no practice with all of us really taking care of each other. Release thinking of privilege, and anyone who thinks they are privileged or exempt in this situation, it is absolute delusion, with a ticking time limit before there is undeniable reality. We're all in this together. Those are real bombs and missiles in the Ukraine, Israel, Iran, Palestine, and the Middle East generally, firing now. We can't just sit in our homes and comfortably assume that we'll be safe from war. Historically, that has not been the case. We must be willing to interrupt the program, shift to better because it is necessary, and we deserve better than lazy, fearful thinking and leadership. Think of a school of fish, a group of silver sardines happily swimming in the sea. And suddenly, they notice they have a pack of predators, sharks destroying their peace, confusing them and eating them in their fright. But the fish have learned a defensive way to collectively take care of each other. How? They listen to each other, move swiftly and in rhythm to get away and get to a new place of peace. The sharks, though they have gills and are technically a type of fish, they are predators of these sardines, and don't operate in the same way. They don't share morals. They don't think the same things are normal. Our sharks, though they look human, they are predators we are dealing with. They eat and destroy peace with war, bigotry, media manipulation, and leeching the economy. They nibble away at our bank accounts, our health care, our education, and our human dignity. Predators don't need understanding, empathy, or any of the sort. We just need to get away now and get to a new place of peace. Don't worry about moving physically. Thankfully for us, this is about moving mentally and allowing the emotional process of change to internally occur. With the voting rights of the civil rights movement now taken away, our peace, education, environment, and livelihood currently under siege because of big egos of a few shareholders no one knows. It is time we cause the update with a system we manage. Change is powerful. With change, you can travel far, even in the same location. Move swiftly. Running for president! And now for the question that I've been asked the most both since the election and ironically one of the most frequent questions asked during the 2024 campaign. Am I running for president in 2028? That has three answers right now. One, I am now pre-running for president. This is the period where I introduce the presidential vision and artistic public pondering about the philosophical foundation of the platform, thinking about what do we actually mean when we say equality? Considering the fact that we make this nation daily, can we agree to an equality in order to achieve and actually live lives where we collectively grow upon a foundation of our rightfully owed equal rights and equal inheritance in this nation, so that we actually get it? We are receiving what we can agree to. And with this pre-run, you have the necessary time to learn about, process, question, contemplate, sit with, and do whatever you need to do to grow with our new option. After this period, I will declare I am officially running, and during that period, I will be focused on the competition of running, marketing, debates, etc. And for those who come on later, they will have an archive of the content from the pre-run to catch up with. My primary mode of teaching about the vision is through the musical episodic series, the Portal Talks with Ävatar Daví, and the Frequency Tinctures. 2. I'm inviting you to the Vote Open Now. This is a vote against or for direct democracy in the 2028 general election using Earth Order America's direct democracy voting system. This vote will serve as evidence and petition to the Congress, a clear statement of what we Americans want for the 2028 election. More on that later. And 3, I am on a campaign to ask Oprah Winfrey to run with me for president. Sure, I am confident in myself that I have the chutzpah to pull this miracle we need. But we're kind of in an urgent time where we could use an express pass to glory. In a lot of ways, Oprah is the matriarch of our nation. Even without bearing her own children, she's raised most of us socially and emotionally, slowly and intentionally. It's incredible the sheer amount of words and thoughts she's imparted to each of us over the years. In the spotlight, no one is proven to manage business and discourse of what is essentially humane and good. Can you imagine the Oprah presidency? And you get a fair chance at life. And you get a fair chance at life. Humanity would literally come together in honor of such a person taking on the responsibility just because she would be good at it. What a legacy to behold. Dear Oprah. Dear Oprah Winfrey, you are the only living person with enough standing leverage to easily manage what we as a people are facing. In a recent interview, you stated that you conquered your fear of mortality. If that is so, let me be the first to ask you, will you lead us? I propose to you a Daví, Oprah, co-presidency. during our years in office called the American Refresh. Our tenure will be a period of the government remolding to better reflect the needs of the people, balancing the masculine and feminine aspects of human leadership. We will work in a way that we decide works best, symbolically beginning the next 250 years with the American systematic invention of the millennium, Earth Order, for the achievement of a humane, productive, innovative, earth-conscious society, reflective of the evolution of what it means for all men to be created equal, to now all humans are cared for equally, Earth Order. I will be focused on systematically and culturally implementing the Earth Order system for the achievement of a real equality and direct democracy in America. I have the actual plans, detailed conceptual infrastructure to make the new chapter for our nation to support the vision of kindness and well-being that you've always spoken of hoping for in your works. The concept is key to the new way, and all that's missing is you as the intellectual and moral shepherd that you've always been. You are the perfect global ambassador. Everyone already knows and appreciates your stellar work and your nurturing for thousands upon thousands of hours you've allowed for yourself and your thoughts to be recorded. You were never just doing it for Americans. You were ultimately doing it for humanity. Through the Oprah show, documentaries, podcasts, and social media, you remain one who is on the leading edge of humanity's questions. We of America and we of Earth need someone of your higher thinking to lead the way, to claim us important enough to do something different, to do something only you can do to move our nation and the world in the right direction. Have we not uplifted you well in your lifetime, beyond what you could have imagined? Have mercy on us. Every day, you live with enough height to fully confront the giant stepping on us. With you, we know that your decision-making process will be humane and spiritually grounded because that's the rhetoric you've taught us well. I am climbing up the Mount Everest of world politics. I'm carrying all of the hopes and dreams of people of today and generations to come that require a foundation of peace, democracy, and equality in order to even exist. I'm carrying potential for humanity beyond our comprehension right now. You have a beautiful lodge near the top. I know it's comfortable, and it's uncomfortable outside. But there's so much at stake right now. Can you throw me a rope so that we can get us higher? Yours truly, Daví. Why now? Why are we having this discussion about the presidential pre-run now, so early? How can a tortoise reach the goal before the hare in the real world? The tortoise has to notice the rules of the game. What do I mean? In the presidential election race, everyone ends at the same time, but you can start when you want to. If the tortoise starts way before the hare, there's a chance the tortoise could be reaching the goal just as the hare is starting the race. Words are more powerful than we tend to acknowledge. When used wrong, they destroy. You see that now. When used right, they can cause growth and love. This message could very possibly save some people in some places we hold near and dear. You never know what tomorrow brings. You never know the type of decisions being made at this very second. The world needs to see that there is a possibility for the USA to do better, and thereby for the world to do better. To accept our role in this. Maybe we didn't run a political campaign hard enough, or have the hard conversation with our neighbor that we should have had. Maybe we overly trusted our social media and media to manage morality in a way for-profit corporations should never be entrusted. Maybe we didn't stand up to our bullies like we should have. We now know too well the long-term consequences of ignoring the real problem short-term. We learned that in 2020. Now, we must be willing to do the work necessary to achieve better life quality in America, to protect the dignity of any human life in the land of the free. There must be a willingness to interrupt the pattern from the inside by the people, to stop the bullying of our government to its own people in other countries, to look at the possibility of what American government can be with fresh eyes and fresh intentions. Going back to number 2, the vote mentioned earlier, against or for direct democracy in the 2028 general election using Earth Order America's direct democracy voting system. Let us remember what government is supposed to be. Let us start this conversation by remembering that the government at its core is supposed to be a support for the organization of human life in a nation. The Constitution says that no state can infringe upon the equal rights of American citizens. The current voting system with the Electoral College is infringing upon the equal rights of its citizens by allowing private corporations, the red and blue political parties, to decide who is on the voting ballot, and furthermore, by using an unelected group of people called the Electoral College to represent American votes for who is actually chosen for president, in many cases regardless of the people's actual vote. We have to check in with what we are allowing as a people. The voting system is out of order, and thus we have results in government that are out of order. Earth Order offers direct democracy, an online voting system where it is one American, one vote, straightforward, fair. The direct democracy model of Earth Order is detailed in the Portal Talks, but to give you a preview, participants ongoingly submit suggestions for changes in society that are put up for vote, and everyone votes on everything. Candidates for the election participate in a standard training to learn how to articulate their visions to the people. When the election is presented in the media, all candidates are presented at the same time, and voting is online. This process eliminates major political party election control, endless donations to campaigns. It lets voters focus their election attention on the actual possibilities presented in the candidates' plans. We are currently conducting a vote for whether or not we should use this direct democracy system in the 2028 general election, and the results will be submitted to Congress as a clear statement for what Americans want. You can visit bydavi.com to vote now. The presidential myth. The myth of, quote, the president can't really do that much, end quote, is over. Apparently, the president can do anything with or without conscience, and we've experienced that together these days. Have we learned our lesson yet? When a presidential candidate says they will be a dictator, that's what will be done. When a presidential candidate says they'll bring a real system of direct democracy and equality to the land, that's what will be done. I knew it was not going to be good. I tried to prevent this very timeline in my 2024 presidential campaign. I showed up, opened a portal to another way, existed as another option for you, a fork in the path of life for humans in America, to not be used as a mere pawn in an international Ponzi scheme for war and human rights destruction. If I failed you or you failed me last go round, let's forgive each other and choose to do better this time. My fellow human, hear me. What the people need. I learned in my previous campaigns, I understand now that the people need time to learn about the philosophy before they vote. The people need time to understand the work necessary to get a human candidate in office. By that, I mean a human presidential candidate proposing humane vision into the government in order to address human concerns, not somebody who is directed by a corporation like the career politicians of the red and blue political parties, doing theater and media while getting corporate goals and profits for unseen shareholders and not for the people. The people need time to understand what the option of equality and direct democracy offers them. House 2.5 years. What Daví needs. In the 2024 campaign, I put a lot of gloss on my situation to compete with the status quo, operating outward in. This time, I'm operating inward out. I'm coming to you just as I choose to come, as I can in these times. I am not the typical presidential candidate. I'm a night owl, an artist deeply connected to nature, American shaman, avatar of Earth. A title that reflects the scope of my natural work, what I'm naturally inspired to think and care about. I develop things extremely independently to be as clear of a vessel as I can be to interpret earthly intelligence. I meet my goals, but not in the way anyone might expect, so I need space and time when I'm away from the camera or meetings. We need to make space for those of us who operate differently and celebrate the colors brought about the diversity of all our ways of working, being, and living in this nation. Accept each other. I define love as the full acceptance of another being. So this act is accepting Earth and humanity just as we are now. So as we start from a truthful and agreed upon place. For the bigger goal, I accept you as you are, American of today. Can you accept me as I am? Accept my youth in this generally elderly political realm, that I am young enough with enough strength, flexible and energetic enough to direct this shift. Change requires a certain ruthlessness, positively. I have spent the past 5 years in these political campaigns, learning the people in the best ways I can, talking with the people from across the nation, meticulously doing the work to understand who we are and why we as a people continue to end up in the same problems over and over again, generation after generation. For the bigger goal, I accept you as you are. Can you accept me as I am? The plan. Pre-run. Next. The Lifeboat Party. Next. Official 2028 presidential campaign announcement. Next. The Second March on Washington. Next. Your vote in the 2028 election. Pre-run. During the pre-run, we will engage in just learning about equality and direct democracy via Earth Order. No heat, no judgment, no decision, just taking the time to understand the option. During this period, it may be helpful to think of me more as a teacher, a coach, or professor, if you will. I'm not greedy for your time or attention. The goal is to come to you directly this way about 2 times per month. 1 time per month, I'll come to you like this, direct talk, and then as soon as possible until November 2028, 8 years after awakening. 1 time per month, we will connect live in our touring event, the Lifeboat Party, which includes a live version of the Portal Talks with Ävatar Daví. The Lifeboat Party. The Lifeboat Party events are transformative experiences, music from myself and other exciting people, speeches, dancers, bands, community choirs, and most importantly, you will have the chance to get some practice utilizing Earth Order's tools. By that, I mean live interactive demonstrations where you will have the chance to have shared experiences with your fellow American in Earth Order's social life and businesses. Look to the left. The Earth Order builders ask for your vote as to if they should build a bridge or school next. Look to the right. The Earth Order Emergency Mediator Wing asks for your approval as to whether their mediation to a family dispute matches what you, the people, think is right. Look to the center. It's Earth Order's Time for Relationships, a new process to spark a relationship where 2 people from the audience who choose each other explore the possibility of love in just the time they can agree to. This approach to relationships is known to save heartbreaks, increase the number of relationships, and quality of loving. In our touring event, the Lifeboat Party, the boat is not external, it is internal, inside each of our minds, enormous, bright, and magnificent. See it. Feel the feelings of joy and optimism inside, shared with so many people who are just as excited as you. Inside, we feel free to laugh, to be goofy, to be intelligent, to cry, to change. We'll film it for the public, engaging in a gradual collective learning about how we can be as a society in the lifeboat's destination, Earth Order America, the future America, where direct democracy and equality are the guiding principles and everyone has access to a fair chance, high-quality life. If the 2027 vote for direct democracy using Earth Order America's direct democracy voting system is successful and quickly passed through Congress, Earth Order America will prepare the 2028 election. If not, we will ensure that Daví is on the 2028 general election ballot in all states and territories of the USA. In addition, until the election, 1 frequency tincture per day will be released. These are the exactly 855 tinctures that are specifically calibrated for America's peace and evolution. 1 per day for a gradual receiving. Though each one has a significant meaning and application individually, collectively as they are played in speakers across the nation, the total collection of tinctures work in harmony to serve as a vibrational balm of Om and growth over the land and everyone. The daily soundtrack for our liberation.
The Second March on Washington.
Frederick Douglass once wrote, quote, "Power concedes nothing without a demand," end quote. In my 2024 presidential campaign, I updated this sentiment to, quote, "Power concedes nothing without a challenge," end quote. People say they want peace, but remember, peace is a homonym, taking you back to elementary school. Because it sounds the same, when you say peace, you could mean an unspecific piece of the pie, which could be the crumbs most of us see in our bank accounts. Or peace, meaning safety, calm, trust. Or as we say in Earth Order, the even higher form of peace. I mentioned Om, A-O-M, earlier, in regards to the collective impact of the frequency tinctures. Spelled A-O-M, Om, means how it feels when you say it, relaxing and calming the body. Om means home. Om means high peace and calm, care and regard, cause of high gratitude and recycling because of that gratitude. I suggest to you that Om, or peace, however you'd like to think about it, is a location. It's not a location you can see. Our physical reality does not change. It is a location you feel and experience. How you feel and experience reality changes when you reach this location. I know the way to the location. Will you allow us to move there together? This is the Second March on Washington. Until the 2028 election, we have to intentionally move toward reoccupying our government one step at a time, not physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. How do we do that? We do it by increasing the frequency with clear collective intention. To some, it may sound woo-woo or whatever, but the fact is, we as a nation have to start being more positive and optimistic in order to have positive and optimistic times. A better tomorrow requires focus today. We've seen how focusing on drama shapes our society. And I'm not asking you to leave all your drama. It's interesting, I know. I'm just asking you to add some space for something new. Watch that space and see how it has the potential to make everything in your life better.
Change is the real challenge.
Change is the real challenge inside of you. Will you show up for change? Not political parties, celebrities, family members, lovers, or anything you can think of outside of yourself. No, that is just distractions. The challenge is internal, inside of you. What you will, what you command for your future, for our future, what you will allow yourself to experience. Will you use your time here on earth to live a life where you are responsible for the change, where you take the steps to get us to a better place. We must prepare for enormous change if we want change for the better. See, change for the better from a neutral state is not that difficult. However, change from a sad, chaotic, warring state like we are in now is enormous. We can't be cute or too cool or scared about it. It's big, it's new, it is what it is. It's time for our nation to change. I'm here showing up for the change. Will you? How do you change? It's simple, really. Think of capitalism, everything you associate with it, the feelings, the smells, the memories, and then see yourself switching the lever of capitalism to Earth Order. Everything about Earth Order you've been thinking, feeling, memories, hopes, no matter how much, no matter how small or big, all of your thoughts, all of your thinking around Earth Order. From there, seeing how we are en route, experiencing, living the path towards Earth Order in America, in equality and democracy. You can use this technique wherever you want to, whenever you're ready, whenever you feel lost. It has real results.
Your vote in the 2028 election.
November 7th, 2028. You vote, and when you do, you choose for this to be the day that the people reclaim our government and choose for our government to serve its own people with integrity and the people's oversight. This has nothing to do with me or anything else we've discussed. It's just the first step in being willing to choose your future and our future. We each must prepare to make a choice, to get into a proactive mindset, not reactive, a choice to stop being a spectator watching and instead get in the driver's seat of the legacy you use your life to lead. I dare you to choose right now to vote in 2028. It's as simple as saying to yourself, I will vote for president in the 2028 general election. You did it? Congratulations! You've taken a first step towards us all working together. We must be willing. We must will our cooperation with each other. We must choose to work together. Choose human alliance for collective goals we agree to.
What we need.
Social media managers, videographers, photographers, music engineers based in NYC, podcasters and YouTubers willing to offer their platform to myself and Earth Order America. You want more lights, camera action to make this more palatable, fun, and exciting? Contribute today. Give us a donation, and it'll get really good. Stylists, dancers, singers for our community choirs, volunteer with us. Musicians, booking agents, lawyers, stage managers, plant stores, volunteer with us. Teachers, marching bands, music managers, business owners, large performance venues who stand for free speech. Contribute today, and it'll get really
commercial. Are you out of order?
Are you out of order? Are you out of order? Are you out of order? Living in a reality that allows for the worst? Try the possibility of Earth Order. Try Earth Order on like a costume. See if it makes you feel any different. If it opens up any new possibilities in your mind.
The indictment of capitalism.
Charge false advertisement as an infinitely sufficient or sustainable system for humanity and Earth. Seeking management of the human and earthly system by the people. Reparations in the amount of $9 quintillion. Justice upon those associated with the government or monopolistic corporations who have intentionally committed systematic public harm. There is no evidence to present, no witnesses to testify. This is a common knowledge case, which you, yes you, are the judge. You are the sole juror. The only one you really know is real is you. Everyone else could just be an illusion. So what's your verdict? Shall we change or keep getting worse? It's time to decide. Is it time to declare rock bottom yet? It's your choice. Capitalism, on top of being an extremely detailed game, is shallow. No investment in human or earth potential, just making more. No greater purpose. Hoarders win. Snooze! Think about it. The winner of the Monopoly capitalism game can only be the greatest hoarder, who owns the most and shares the least. Snooze! How boring! This type of system elevates the most trivial, manipulative, shallow individual who uses their life to steal and hoard resources of the planet. An egomaniac. There is no reason to use our collective system, our collective energy, to elevate this type of person at the expense of everyone else. It has nearly all people living below their potential. Capitalism is a dead system, and thereby can only deaden those who use it. It elevates and refines the worst people with low character and lots of selfishness. The system of capitalism itself is a leech to human life force and the character of our collective humanity. Capitalism operates from a top-down approach. Congress and the president addressing problems with people who hold their positions way too long, paid off by corporations via lobbyists, slow bureaucracy and shutdowns, using categories and abstract ideas to govern. It's old, slow, and doesn't adequately serve the common citizen because it addresses none of the nuances that make a place and a people. People like to say they're capitalists as if it's a cool thing. No, it's just short-sighted. They don't think about the whole game. They only think about capitalism from the viewpoint of the beginning of the game of Monopoly, where it seems everyone has a good chance. Newsflash, we're not in the beginning of capitalism anymore. They don't think about the whole game of capitalism. It's more than just the middle where there's some interesting drama where you might get sent to jail or pay rent. No, the whole game includes the last part, the long ending, where except one, everyone slowly loses and waits in the sidelines until it ends. IRL. In real life, waiting in the sidelines could mean your physical body too may become something to purchase for an undefined amount of time. I'm sure the capitalists wouldn't like that very much. The take-all at the end of capitalism is inherently, by its very nature, an attempt to move backward in social progress despite moving forward in time. An attempt to go back to a time before 1865 AD, soft launching slavery with AI overseers. This is the reality we are in early days of. Just because that's the rules of capitalism. Just because. No real reasons. Just because. Now you can change your mind. Let's try another game together.
The liberation of Earth Order.
Earth Order is designed to be an easy game for us as a society to play in alignment with our role as a human species of Earth, where there are infinite winners and possibilities matching the infinite life Earth offers humanity. Instead of top-down, Earth Order is serving up to the American person, one level, a system to serve what each human of America needs and or wants to live a healthy, passion-filled life, driven by the voice of the people in the land, government from the purpose of the service to the human in America. I present to you a new base of thinking about how our society can run. A new base that starts with offering a fair chance to any American, with individual and collective sustainability as a foundation Together, we can focus on how we best create and innovate to match the goals of the collective. Earth order is a living system, responsive to the current needs for the society, a system where everyone can care about everyone. Practice actively supporting each other. By supporting salaries in a network of businesses, Earth Order is an institution protecting the humanity and true innovation of American economy. A safe haven during the attempted take all at the end of the capitalism game. Nothing is lost. Earth Order coexists with capitalism. The equality of Earth Order is an additional option to choose from for your home/work life. Having it available doesn't mean that you specifically have to take it. This is just about having the common decency to acknowledge that in a modern society where the government can easily afford it, as a matter of human decency, Earth Order should be available to anyone living now and for upcoming generations. A new system that can end the housing crisis, give the chance for each individual to choose a life they are excited about, better the environment, and improve general human life quality. A type of government that guarantees EDHH, equality, direct democracy, healthcare, and housing. Wouldn't it be nice to have a government that you could rely on for at least those four things: equality, democracy, healthcare, housing? Let's set the goal together and move toward
the evolution of capitalism.
If you think about it, one could say Earth Order is in many ways very much the evolution of capitalism. Capitalism, capital, currency flows solely because it exists, with no reason, no purpose, no charge. In Earth Order, capital flows from our living Earth through the living humans who support a network of businesses that support the health and innovation of humans and Earth, and seasonally the cycle begins again. Earth Order is a system where the currency flows in rhythm with charge, intention, motivation, and purpose. A living system for a living world. In this sense, the capitalism we've been used to is a level 1 version of capitalism. If we were to liken this to a karate dojo class, this version of capitalism is a new kid in the karate class, a white belt, self-centered in personality, blaming mistakes on everyone else. But you gotta give him credit for at least trying. And now, we have an entry that is on level 2 of capitalism, called Earth Order, a yellow belt. This kid has studied and learned the lessons, mastering the movement of currency and operating with passion, sharing, team-oriented, and team-accountable. This is the opportunity to fire up your mind in ways you've never dreamed before, to connect with people in ways we have never, and work together to reach a real good and feel good along the way. It is time to be loyal to humanity, kinder to ourselves, to move with clear intention of creating the basis of what we all need in life, a fair chance at a quality life, in a modern society where we can easily afford it. As a matter of human decency, Earth Order shall be available.
Why does this have to be a national effort?
The statements of equality in the Declaration and the Constitution are referring to the nation, not states or other localities. Therefore, we can only manage the equality expectation within a national conversation. At the start of World War II, the people of Germany had a moment where they kept living their lives and didn't take notice of the threat from their government leadership seriously enough to course correct their own nation. And we know what happened next to their country and others because of their country's leadership. This is our moment at the start of today's war to course correct and create a new wave towards a brighter society and therefore and thereby a brighter world. The timelines are now split. You have two options of American leadership to give your attention to on a national level: the corporate or humane path, capitalism or earth orderism. With capitalism on the corporate path, you know the drill. The red and blue corporate major political parties using government for private company profits, war, economic failure, providing breadcrumbs for hope, new crises daily, no care for the common American, only getting worse. And now you have a new option of the humane path with Earth Order and Daví, a new independent human presidential path towards equality and direct democracy via the Earth Order system. A new option for you with equal salaries, a housing exchange, healthcare costs covered, setting a foundation for balance with Earth and a fair chance at life for all Americans and generations to come. The red and blue presidential candidates are the faces of a failing corporate American government. I, Daví, am one of the faces of a people's American government that treats democracy as a sacred service to the people and the land first and manages the corporations second. I know how to alchemize, so can you. The words I'm saying to you can be worth more than gold, more than the entire concept of wealth itself if you listen intently, if you are willing to be one of the faces of a people's American government. You are shaping our reality more than you know. I'll tell you a secret they try to hide. Humans have a superpower called attention. We make the most wonderful things with our attention. What you give attention to grows like a plant, a child, or a nation. The 2020s is a new era of awakening. They say it is the age of Aquarius. A new dawn kicked off. It's time we act like it.
For America's 250th birthday.
This is my offering, my gift for America's 250th birthday, one of the longest presidential campaigns in American history. Here's a focal point, a reason why we should do better, and how we can do better. I am willing to stand the pressure of the public eye for much longer than usual in order to allow you the time you need to make a powerful shift. Consider, there is a difference between what a society wants and what a society needs. I understand that I am different from what you may expect, and I am patient with you and for you during the discomfort. But people say they want change. Can you first make the space to receive change? There is a mind that causes destruction and another mind that causes evolution. Which do you choose to lead you? You have to decide. Do you want to be led by the ultimate hoarder or the ultimate sharer? The rules of the game are, if you don't think about it and choose, the hoarder gets to steal your decision because that's what hoarders do. The ultimate hoarder on the corporate path is he who takes all, like the end game of Monopoly, amasses the headlines, all the land, all the money, like an insatiable black hole of the entire world's attention and life force, sacrificing education, healthcare, human decency, soldiers, civilians, foreign children at school, our tax money, sacrificing our national intelligence level. Getting worse each day. Or will you be led by the ultimate sharer on the humane path? He who creates a new game where the goal is not ownership, but rather passionate, meaningful, productive, shared human living experience. He who gives it his all. He who uses all skills and abilities to present a votable plan for equality in America by any means necessary. In multiple political campaigns, to get you to notice the urgent moment we are living in, the urgent moment we are given the responsibility of, to ensure that just in case you want it, you and every American has a fair chance at life now and furthermore. Who is he?
Daví!
I'll tell you a little secret. Coming close. The ultimate hoarder is secretly rooting for me too. This is zombie robotic living for everyone, not just us. They're bored too, snoozing, waiting for a reason, waiting for a worthy adversary to cause change. Here I stand, daring to. I've seen enough pain, enough poison, enough illiteracy, enough drug addiction, enough poverty, enough fakeness, enough. Rock bottom has no thump, no sound, no action, no bomb going off, no emergency operation in the hospital, no ultimate disclosure. No, rock bottom is a silent internal decision for this location here and now to be the lowest. Here is the worst it gets. Now enough has been taken from us. And from this position, choosing to intentionally move forward to what you know is better. Without this decision of rock bottom, you continue to fall into worse.
Can you be satisfied?
Can you be satisfied? We've waited to think about it too late, over and over again. This is an ultimatum. There is an ultimatum. You will definitely have to live with your choice beyond November 2028. Either the corporate or the humane timeline mentioned earlier will come to be reality. Choose and be grateful for your choice. Choose and celebrate your ability to choose. Choose and be satisfied. This is about you. If you allow yourself, if you yourself don't have a better idea, is it possible for you to be satisfied and then do what is necessary to move us forward? Say, I can choose. I can choose and be satisfied with my choice. This work is not a reaction or reactionary. Yes, we may be currently dealing with imminent war and insufficient leadership, but the presentation of Earth Order is not a reaction to any current event. When it is time, it is time. Beyond what we may think causes it to be the time. It is the time. Beyond who says it, it is the time. Beyond whether you're ready or not. Proaction, proactivity. This planetary vehicle moves in time and on time. There are obviously things that govern our universe outside of what the media has shown. Science itself is merely an attempt to understand, label, and categorize what was already here before the scientist was born. In an era where media is regularly showing you UFOs are real, we've got to make space for truth beyond what we've learned before. I'm not running for some egomaniacal reason. I'm running because I have the best plan for America's equality and direct democracy. No one else does, and no one else has ever, period. I'm more interested in impact than adoration. Someone has to take our lives seriously enough to deal with the core of our collective problems. Someone has to be okay with how big it is. Someone has to stop being cool, comfortable, and non-confrontational. Someone has to stand up and try. My work as Ävatar is to realign humanity with Earth and her creed. There is plenty for all, a fair chance at life. I do this work in my home, America, ensuring equality, nothing less. And after that is set, a new chapter for how America operates begins. And as for me, I move on. We've done 250 years of America this way, and while it's led us to a technologically modern society, it's left us economically distraught, educationally confused, socially distrustful, and regularly disregarded by the branches of government. Perhaps we can try a new way. Perhaps, for the first time, you can vote for a presidential candidate who will increase your voice in government.
Daví, Avatar of Earth.
Daví, Avatar of Earth, checking in, here with patience and stillness like a tree, to allow you time to learn, the time to do the internal and external work for us each to collectively shift our national destination from war to evolution. There must be imagination for a better day. In order for a better day to occur, we've got to know what that day looks like and when that day is. I ask you to allow me to earn your respect as the people's presidential candidate. I ask for your trust and leadership with honor. No weapon or bomb of destruction created is greater than the BALM, balm of growth in me. An outsider who is the greatest insider, the one who can navigate the core of things, indigenous American shaman organized enough to translate Earth's high-frequency, ancient galactic, bombastic, spiritual intelligence through my physical body, aggregating the information into actionable steps via the highest auspices of word and artistic mastery. Yours for the taking if you have a heart, if you can care about what it is to be human in our Earth. I speak all this in gratitude for my life, thankful for the chance to impact the human collective from this particular viewpoint. I've spent high concentrated amounts of time preparing who I am today, so that my offering may be a collective of the best America has to offer you and the upcoming generations. I request for you to take the time to learn about Earth Order. While I do hope you like my personality, the Portal Talks, my music, choreography, writing, my physical presentation, etc., you don't have to like the messenger to receive the message. Please allow me to get out of your way if that's the case. All of my works are simply ways to reach you, for my purpose here is beyond the packaging. I ask you to look at the actual opportunity of equality and direct democracy Earth Order America offers you in our nation. And if you can't see it benefiting you personally, think about the possibility of what you'll see in our cities and towns, how it will be when we eliminate poverty, homelessness in one fell swoop because we simply start using government to actually support humanity. Less reason to steal and manipulate each other, more reason to trust each other, more reason to keep our streets clean, more reason to innovate, more reason to raise our children with love and dignity, more reason to be passionate about life.
The fourth kind, the Waymakers.
People, what you have witnessed is better political strategy than the major political parties with their billions and hundreds of years of experience. The red and blue political parties ultimately work together to present a fake conflict during elections. Regardless of which is elected, the results of their work show that they regularly make the everyday American's life quality worse. They make a small group of rich corporations richer and richer, funding more and more war. There is no integrity with them. What's worse is they've tricked Americans into being one of three types of people. 1, red people. 2, blue people. And 3, you know them well, the complainers. Which have you been? I'm suggesting to add a fourth type, new waymakers. People willing to do the work to light the path of a new way. On our path, we are taking the time to allow the people to learn about the new vision of American leadership before the election. The vote I'm seeking from you is rooted in real love for humanity and Earth. A truth reflecting the desire for Earth and her species to grow and thrive as part of her planetary ecosystem, the circle of life. You may get a sense that a lot of the truths I've shared in this speech are things deep inside we as humans just know are true. But fear has caused us to not stand up for it in the past. Let us change that now.
I come to you.
I come to you bare. Non-sponsored, ungrouped, faith-driven, but representing no particular religion, no contracts, no other writer, not brought to you on behalf, not sponsored by, just human, coming to you from where I am now, not later when it's too late. Regardless of the likes, views, or what anyone has to say or not say publicly, this statement exists and I'm here. I'm coming to you without the bells and whistles, just human. Human, in and of this beautiful world. Continuing my sacred work of offering you a new option. I'm on no one's team for the possibility of being on everyone's team at the same time, so that you may consider the option as a human, in a place where you don't have to perform or fit into anything, in a place where you accept yourself just as you are and accept others just as they are. Hi, I'm human. Are you human? Yeah? Good. And so that no one tricks us again, moving forward, let's be clear about what we humans want for a quality life and make it so. Let's be clear about what we humans mean when we say equality and democracy and make it so. For we all ultimately breathe the same air, drive the same streets, and in every case, we humans ultimately need each other. Life doesn't have to be this mean and scary. Your attention and intention are required for change. We must see each other anew, standing in full sovereignty as an American for humanity and not for profit. The red and blue political parties are private, for-profit corporations. You cannot get morality from profit. You cannot get fairness from profit. You cannot get humanity from profit. Going to a corporation for humanity is like going to the Sahara Desert for watermelon in the summer. Just as the desert never promised you watermelon, a corporation never promised you humanity. Operating like this with our national government is insanity. No more corporate representatives. We have to normalize real people, real human volunteers to shape our human government, or we're going down a slippery slope of the entire nation being just a tool for profit. Though we're already close to that. Right now, we can notice and shift direction. With Earth Order as our lens, new glasses of equality and direct democracy to see our society through, we are using this pre-running period to set new foundations, new patterns to reach new goals in our society. This time, no secret agendas to fulfill beyond what we choose together. Together we are clear about what we want to do, for this is the first time you can vote for a presidential candidate who will be instrumental in giving you specifically the ability to be heard in a greater way by government. I can be the youngest and the earliest, willing to go the long way. I have proven follow through on my word, completed not one but 2 political campaigns to their election date. While this is no trick or gimmick by me, it is a test for you. A test to see if you will take yourself seriously to show up for what you need as a human in this moment of transition. To sit in the discomfort and know there is a stronger and better you and better us on the other side.
The new dimension of living is available.
Ultimately, what I'm saying is that right now, there is a new dimension of living available to you. There is a new possibility of how we can better manage our society. All it takes is a little bit of patience to learn a new way. I dare you to bring me into the chat and watch the world change. Bullies don't stop until they are confronted. This can't be a last-minute decision again. How do we get past this monopoly winner-take-all scenario? To get all back to the people. How? The people reclaim all. Hear me. Accept the possibility I share with you. The possibility requires no permission or recognition. It exists now because I've made it so. And now you know it can be yours too. Take notes and listen to this 2-3 times or however many times you need to realize where we can go if you choose. Allow the time for these words to sink in. This information can be received in other ways beyond thinking. This is an all-hands-on-deck operation. Everyone has something to do as long as you're willing to hear yourself first, your heart, your need for peace, and a better thinking government. How will you contribute to us getting to equality and direct democracy? I encourage you to be brave and move swiftly. Move from your heart. This is justice for humanity. Choose justice for your humanity. I'm not interested in being greedy with your time. I'm offering a 2-time per month check-in, and we progress accordingly. Simple, simple. Volunteer with us. Our headquarters is in New York City, but you're welcome to volunteer from anywhere in America. Join in this gift, this offering to America, that America is worth the patience, the intention, the focus for the change we know we all need. Let's go the long way, together, with the longest presidential campaign in history, to reshape our national conversation before it's too late.
Calling.
In no particular order, in every particular order. Erykah Badu, your soldier. Miss Jill Scott, your warrior. Miss Lauryn Hill, Jimmy Dore, Kimmel and Carrie, Alex Jones, Sabby Sabs, Amanda Seals, FD Signifier, Radiohead Rich, and all those you've interviewed. My former opponents in the presidential race, Dr. Cornel West and Afro Man, Stevie Wonder, Big D, the Obama family, Audacity, Ye, Trevor Noah, What Now, DJ Envy, Charlemagne, Remember What You Said, Gayle King, Stedman Graham, Robert Smith, India Ari, Erica Alexander, Sharice Coates, Country Wayne, Byron Allen, Amy Goodman, Joe Rogan, Cat Williams, Can You Be Right About Something Good This Time? Dave Chappelle, Mastery, Monique, Patti LaBelle, Shaka Khan, My Favorite Teacher, Kim Burrell, The Clark Sisters Family, Jane Fonda, Falake, Kerry Washington, David Allen Greer, Tyler James Williams, The Peoples, Felicia Rashad, Debbie Allen, Morgan Freeman, Denzel Washington, Issa Rae, Sherry, Howard, Lena Waithe, Rihanna, Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan, Tiana Taylor, Dr. Heather Cox Richardson, Al Sharpton, Tamron Hall, Tyler Perry, Whoopi Goldberg, T.I., Andre 3000, Billy Carson, Killer Mike, Bob Johnson, Ellen Pompeo, Iyanla Van Zant, RuPaul Andre Charles, Kai Cenat, Quentin Latham, Michelle Ndegeocello, Harveys, Smiths, and all Queen Bees. Please help us. This is the moment you can actually help. Later, it'll be too late. There is no money, no car, no bunker that can protect you from a break in the ozone layer or a bomb impact the size of a town. I'm coming to you from my tiny room on my tiny desk to declare a big possibility, to appeal to the humanity in you. I ask you to simply be willing to notice that we all share a problem that urgently requires you to interrupt your regularly scheduled program and do something you normally wouldn't in order to maintain our nation and achieve a better day for the world. The people have entrusted you with our attention. We can't help but follow your lead because we know you better than most others in the world. So please be kind with us. Offer us a little bit of your time and care so that we can move in the direction of doing better and getting it right this time. I've strategically listed you in this way so that you may feel safety in numbers. Even if a small group of you says yes, you're with a group. If you didn't hear your name and you think you should have been on the list, but you weren't listed, rest assured, you're on the list. I just couldn't go on. This wouldn't end. We've got to move forward. Have we, the people, not uplifted you well? Have mercy on us. Even your consideration of a new way is powerful. Feel the light and goodness this power can bring on every level of ourselves and our nation. I know it may feel scary, and I do empathize, but we've got to move forward if we are to get this moment right. Let us do better. In whatever way you know you can. We the people need you to invest in us now. Even if it's one thing you can do to lift us up. This is the one, the spark, the click of the play button, the start of a new song of victory with our lives. In full expression of purpose as Avatar of Earth, Daví for President of America to realign American government with humanity and Earth. Think of the size of capitalism. Now in comparison, think of the size of what they call God, who creates all. Though it may seem big to us, capitalism is just a tiny minuscule creation, one thing on one of the planets, of one of the galaxies, of a nebula, a region of the universe. Just one part of all things and everything that has and ever will be created. This is not big for God. It's just a different choice. As we graduate from doing things for the sake of I to doing things for the sake of we, I ask you to know my name for the sake of we.
Daví.
We the people. We are the people. The declaration of Earth order, of order in Earth, of Earth's order, is a declaration of peace, of Om, of a nation offering and conducting peace and Om in our home. Fill our home with a joyful noise. Be thankful in this journey. Thankful in your anger. Thankful in your sadness. Be thankful that you have this chance to live. And as you live, you have the emotions to remind you of what's real, what's human. Be thankful we can now use our emotions like a compass to direct us toward the real option of a humane home in a more perfect union. Watch the Portal Talks 20-minute challenge now, and you can take a peek at what our humane nation will be. Move at your own pace. Dip your toe in and shake it all about. And let's begin. Onward toward a super and superb America.